Hey, it's the Empire, Geoboxing Empire, Backstar Boxing. Nah, man, former undisputed 140 champion Terrence Bud Crawford, current the WBO champion right now, Terrence Bud Crawford, knocked out everyone in his title defense, man. He's fighting Showtime Shawn Porter for a WBO mandatory position, and you know, Shawn Porter has been itching to fight my boy Terrence Bud Crawford, man. The guy's ranked number one pound for pound fighter. He's a big deal. You know, talent speaks for itself, and Terrence Crawford is one of those guys who's a walking, just a walking perfection in boxing, right? He can go southpaw, he can box you southpaw, he can box you orthodox, he can box purely outbox you, or he can just bang with you. You know. That being said, man, you know, Eddie Hearn has wanted to get in the action. How? Well, this Shawn Porter versus Terrence Crawford fight, there's a lot of negotiation going on, and that being said, this negotiation has went to purse bid. Basically, what that means is they're negotiating and how much they're going to put up for this fight and the split for each fighter. Now, when things go to purse bid, it's going to 60-40 to Terrence Bud Crawford, and this is a really big deal because when it goes to purse bid, any promoter can hop in and bid on this fight to have it on their own platform. Now, Eddie Hearn has sent someone to bid on this fight for the Terrence Crawford Showtime Shawn Porter fight on the Zone, and this would be a really big deal. The Zone's last Matchroom, right? Now, that being said, man, the Zone pit our Matchroom placed a bid on the Teofimo Lopez Gambosis fight, 3.5 million, right? And that's between Lopez and George Gambosis, which is one star Leopoldo Lopez, and Gambosis is largely unknown, at least in the States, in America. You know, maybe he's big in Australia, but as far as being a big star in Australia, I mean, as in America or UK, Gambosis is not that guy yet, right? Terrence Crawford is a big deal in America, so is Showtime Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter has fought in multiple pay-per-view, right? He's fought pay-per-view with Errol Smith Jr. and Keith One-Time Thurman. That being said, the audience is aware of Showtime Shawn Porter. So Terrence Bud Crawford, that being said, he's the number one pound for pound fighter. And Bob Arum, you know, it's a shame because to have the number one pound for pound fighter and that guy is not the biggest star in the sport of boxing is a wild dynamic. But that's exactly the kind of dynamic that's happening right now with Terrence Bud Crawford and his current promoter with Top Rank. Bob Arum he doesn't know the market with Terrence Crawford. He doesn't know his audience, and he can't capitalize on it. Apparently, Eddie Hearn thinks Terrence Crawford is a big deal, right? And the Showtime Shawn Porter is a big deal. Bob Arum has went on more than once saying that they're not going to get any money off this fight, and they're going to lose a lot of money. And whoever wants to bid in the fight, let them bid. I'll sit in the sidelines and get my cut and watch them lose their money. That's exactly what Bob Arum said. That being said, man, you know, Bob Arum has been trashing Terrence Crawford for a while because Bob Arum just doesn't know how to make money off Terrence Crawford as far as promotion goes. And that being said, he's been losing a lot of money on Terrence Crawford. He actually said that, you know, Terrence Crawford, he's good in the ring, but he's just not marketable. And he, you know, Bob Arum said more disturbing stuff about Terrence Crawford, but Eddie Hearn has came to Terrence Crawford's defense, believe it or not, more than once, talking about how Bob Arum is a fool and he doesn't know what he's talking about, and he's a disgrace because it's not Terrence Crawford's problem that Bob Arum does not promote his own fighters. Bob Arum is a promoter. That's his job. That's what he needs to worry about, that, right? So that being said, man, Eddie Hearn is putting big money up for his Terrence Crawford Showtime Shawn Porter fight. He not only believes that Shawn Porter is a big name, but he believes that Terrence Crawford is a big name too, right? Bob Arum as well has said that Shawn Porter is not worth the millions he's demanding, right? They're trying to lowball Showtime Shawn Porter, but only paying him $1 million. And Showtime Shawn Porter is like, nah, man, that's just not enough. You know, Shawn Porter knows his worth, and it's worth way more than $1 million for sure. So, that all being said, man, this is definitely gonna be a big fight, man. It's all about the way you market the fight. Terrence Crawford is one of the premier fighters in boxing. You just don't know how he's gonna fight his fights, and his last couple fights have been exciting. They've been all knockouts. You know, they've been all knockouts, and who wants anything less than a knockout? Nobody. No people swear they don't like people getting outboxed for 12 rounds. So Terence Crawford giving people what they want, knockouts. But he's still not selling according to Bob Arum. Well, Eddie Hearn disagrees. So I'm really glad this is happening, man. This might give Terence Bud Crawford and Showtime Shawn Porter a different a fan base, because the Zone Matchroom, they have their own demographic they sell to, and to have the Showtime Shawn Porter and Terence Bud Crawford's talent shown there will give them a whole new set of fans they wouldn't otherwise have fighting under the PBC or Top Rank. So this is a really big deal, man. I'm really excited to hear about this. Will the PBC outbid Eddie Hearn? We're gonna see, man. I understand that a lot of these, when things go to purse bid, a lot of these other newer companies like Triller, will outbid you. And Triller, for example, they actually won the Teofimo Lopez versus George Gambosa's fight. And I mean, Teofimo Lopez Sr., Teofimo Lopez Jr.'s father, was saying things like, Jennifer Lopez is going to be our fight. Jennifer Lopez is going to be there. We got to deal with Twitter. It's going to be streamed on Twitter. He was saying all kind of crazy stuff. And if this is true, that means these companies have friendships with these platforms to make that happen. There's no doubt about it. If these platforms are picking this big money up, you best believe they have a model to make that money back. Best believe it. So that being said, man, Eddie Hearn, he's younger. He probably understands social media a lot better than a guy like Bob Arum. You always see Eddie Hearn working with the media like Coogan, over there at IFL TV. You just have him working with smaller media outlets to really get that fan base going, to get the hardcore boxing fans that are behind him. Because there's a certain level of, you can be yourself more on a smaller platform than you are an international platform like a Sky Sports or something like that, right? So Eddie Hearn, he's really, he's a showman, as a promoter. He's really out there. He's really talking trash. He does all of it. And, that's what boxing needs. Boxing needs a promoter who's out there. People may not like it, but, it keeps the sport alive. And this is the best promoter I've ever seen come out the UK. In UK history, in my opinion. I think Eddie Hearn is definitely one of the best ones, bar none. Frank Warren, the guy, he's catching up. But as far as I'm concerned, I'd rather watch Eddie Hearn talk than I watch Frank Warren talk. If Eddie Hearn starts talking, get the popcorn out, because he's gonna wow you. He's gonna wow you. But anyway, let me know how you guys feel about it, though. You guys think that Matchroom Boxing, the Zone, you think they're gonna outbid the PBC? God knows, man. This is gonna be a really big deal. This is a make it break it for either promoter. There's big money in Shawn Porter and Terence Bud Crawford. This is the biggest fight of both their careers, bar none. Showtime Shawn Porter is an extremely aggressive fighter. He's gonna bring the fight. Everyone knows that. Terence Crawford, he says he's gonna knock out Showtime Shawn Porter. If that's the case, this fight is gonna be a wild fight. Some Hagler-Hearns type stuff, but it might be a Hagler kind of fight. The way they're gonna go at each other. This is gonna be a war for sure, and this is a pay-per-view I'm definitely buying, bar none. I'm buying this. So this is a good one, man. This is definitely more competitive fights of the year. This is definitely a 50-50 fight for sure. Shawn Porter, stage one by his losses, but he's always fighting anyone. He's not ducking nobody, period, point blank. Anyway, let me know how you guys feel about it, though, man. Eddie Hearn said he's gonna bet in this fight, man. Wow, big news. Let me know how you guys feel about it, though. Like, comment, subscribe. It's the Empire. Geoboxing Empire. Peace. Geoboxing Empire.